Everyone. Our guest today is Rozanne Ritter. She is with RR Designs. Rozanne, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. And some of our guests or some of our listeners might remember that we had you and Carrie on earlier, but this is for a different business. This is for your own business. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about RR Designs.
Well, actually, our Designs, the name just started about a year ago, but I have been sewing for other people. Oh my gosh, probably for the last like 25 years, 25, maybe 30 years. No, yeah, it was like about 30 years. I started sewing when I was 12 years old, enjoyed it so much that I just kept learning more and more and more, and just started sewing for people. I it's been fun getting to know people, and it's really only been by word of mouth too that I've been doing it.
Oh, and what kind of products do you make with your business?
Okay. I love to sew. I love to what you call like recycle or whatever. I love to do alterations, which means that sometimes people can't wear what they've got because they may have lost weight or gained weight. So I can sew in zippers, so I can make things fit that don't fit that didn't fit before. But I started to learn how to make clothes, home decor stuff, curtains and stuff like that. And then I started to learn how to quilt because of a friend. And so that just took on another avenue of sewing. So I could do alterations, make things from scratch like clothes, make quilts, um, and then just other things. So I really listen to hear what people want. Um, like a friend in the neighborhood, she put a post out on Facebook and she's like, I'm learning. I want somebody that can sew like really heavy duty material. And so I led her to another lady that did cowboy boots and turned them into purses, and I thought that person would be good for her. So but I met my friend in town, and I was like, what are exactly are you looking for? And she's like, I want to make concealed weapon purses that look like Vera Bradley. And I'm like, oh, I can help you with that. And I showed her a few ideas, and we made concealed weapon purses that look like Vera Bradley. Yeah, so my friend was looking for someone that could make concealed weapon handbags that look like Vera Bradley. So her and I collaborated for about 6 or 8 handbags. And that was like 6, 8 years ago. And I let her do the marketing part of it. I just like created the product. And she let it go, but I still know how to make them, so I can like keep it going. It's mine. She didn't buy the pattern or anything from me, so it's really mine. But I've made other things just by listening to people what they want, and I'm like, I could do it. Like the lady that cuts my hair, I was telling her that I was sewing, doing something, and she's like, "You sew?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, I've been looking for someone to make memory pillows of my mom's clothes. And I'm like, I could do that. She let me have total creative rights to make these pillows, and she loved them. And so I love doing stuff like that. So it was like a year ago during the pandemic. Carol was over to the house, and our friend Keith said, Hey, you got to see Roseanne's purses. And Carol was like, "Whoa!" She goes, "Roseanne, you're not a sewer. You're a designer." And I went, "Oh my gosh! Here are all these things that people have asked me for. They've got it in their head, and I just keep asking them questions to get really what they want, and then I design it, whatever. So that was where my tagline came from, was if you can imagine it, I could create it, or I
Hmm.
could create it. So I had always wanted like a logo, you have logos for Vera Bradley and Michael Kors, and it's like, man, I want my label on my butt. or or so I was like, I like RR design. So Carol was like, yeah, let's do something. So that's when RR designs, and Carol took me from being a sewer to like a designer, from really, you know, all these ideas that people had, I was creating them for them. So I was designing their thought or their idea. And so, but I've made t-shirt quilts that come from no pattern, and it's almost like putting together a puzzle with it. So I'm actually designing that to the end piece of what it's going to look like.
Wow, I
And
love that it's so custom here. Like you're really taking people's personal like wishes and making them come true into like a physical product that just came out of their head and you made it real with your own hands.
yeah, that's what's been fun is I don't have to. What's neat is I don't have to buy the material or whatever for the product that someone else does. I get to create it, which is the part that I like, and then I get to give it away. It doesn't get to sit in my house. So that's what I like about our designs is I get to do the work, and the work is what I like to do. It gives me the greatest reward.
So, what made you decide to take this from this little personal hobby you have, you got enjoyment out of, and make it into a whole business?
I guess that it could become a business, even though I was making money. Um, it was it's all been, you know, cash, from what people wanted. I say how much I want for what I did, and really, ever since I've been sewing for other people, I actually save it, and I actually send it to Haiti.
Oh.
And I've been to Haiti about 5 times, and I really love the people there. I love their their spirit. They don't have much, but they have spirit. They want to get to know you. So I made friends with a lady that, because through Facebook actually, that she has been to a community that I've been to, and so when I want to send money to feed the kids there, I send her money, and she knows how to get it into the country. So my sewing money, whatever I make, I send to Haiti so that kids can eat. And I actually do it through my business too of Relive. I actually feed kids there with Relive, but with my RR designs, my money goes to feed kids on a Saturday, and my friend will send pictures of them eating what they made. So how did I get, why did I want to start it as a business? I guess to be real, to have something tangible that people could actually see what I do in a place, in a website, that people could see all the pictures, because they'll I've shown pictures a few times on Facebook, but having like a space, a website where it's all there and people can see all the things that I've done, and I can realize, whoa, Rozanne, you have done more than you thought, and you have designed this or designed that, and yeah, look at there. I made that for Carol, her mask, a lightning mask. But it's kind of like being concrete, that people can actually see it all in a space of a website, all the things and what I've done.
Okay, so even though this is a business for you, it's not really used for another source of income. It's more something that you enjoy where you can give people beautiful objects that they can use and they can love, but you're also donating a lot to charity to a cause that you really believe in. That's incredible.
Yeah, I love doing that. I love doing that. It just gives me, I'm just happy to help those people out in Haiti. It gives me great reward doing that.
Well, that's so nice. And especially from your other side business where you are getting that income that allows you this flexibility and that ability to really take this money and give it to something that you believe in, not just for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. The art designs is kind of like my outlet too. It has Sewing has been my outlet when I I'm done doing my other businesses or when I have free time. It's my creative out outlet to just totally be creative. Like, what am I going to do today? Or just sitting there for 5 minutes doing something gives me that energy to like go to somewhere else. And it's amazing. Sometimes I'll sit at my sewing machine and making something, and I'll start thinking, the brain just starts thinking about what you can do, or what do I got to do next over here, or who do I got to talk to, or ideas just start coming while I'm being creative. It's like amazing. Then I go do it. So
Did you ever have an aha moment when you were building this business where you were just like, oh, wow, like this is so great that I could do this, or I wish I had learned this earlier?
an aha moment, really, that I could that I could help people with what they needed. That so many people don't know how to sew. I've sat at the Pasco County Fairgrounds doing demos of sewing, and people would just come by going, "Man, I wish I knew how to sew, and I wish I could learn how to make this. I've got one of those things sitting in my closet and I don't know how to use it." So I think that was really my aha moment when I was like, I have this skill God gave me, and I am really thankful for it. I'm really thankful how it's developed, and I can help people with what they need or what they want, or I can teach them how to sew also, and they can go on and do more to help other people with a skill, and they could teach someone else how to do this too. So that's probably my biggest aha moment.
Oh, that's so great. It sounds like you're truly happy with what you're doing and you're affecting so many people and not just selling them a product they like, but you're teaching them and you're taking their memories and putting it into something tangible that they can have to remember their loved ones.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what the great reward of this is. Hmm.
Now, do you see a vision for your business for it to grow over the next few years so you're able to reach more customers?
I have a vision to actually teach other people how to sew, and therefore, God, we could make so many things. Like my friend with the concealed weapon purses, we wanted to teach other people how to sew so that we could hire them to make more concealed weapon purses. But we could do that. I could do that on so many other levels of teaching them how to sew, that we could make other products. We could make t-shirt quilts, other products. Just by teaching other people, we can employ them, have them get their own income to make other products, whatever anybody's looking for, whatever's the latest idea or craze or whatever, you know, like those masks.
Yeah, exactly.
People made people that I know that sew made 500 masks and stuff like that. I got that lightning material from Joanne a couple weeks ago, and I bought like 3 yards of it and got out to my car and go, man, I should put this on Facebook. And I put it out on Facebook. I was like, hey, the Lightning are starting, they're starting their new season. Who needs a mask? And it's like, I had like 6 or 7 people wanted them. I paid for my material. So now everything that I make is profit from more masks than I make. So right now, people made a lot of money off of making masks because people needed masks. They needed a mask for every outfit that they wore, or so and then a lady that I had met, because I made her a couple masks. She was like, brides are going to need to wear masks, and I was like, oh, I hope it doesn't come to that, but a little bit it did come to that. Brides were wearing, a mask at their wedding or their reception, and so it's like whatever's happening in the area, if we could teach people how to sew, we can employ them to make to earn an income and make whatever product is necessary.
Oh, I love that. Teaching people skills so that they can have something they can do for themselves and possibly make some own money for themselves.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Now, during this whole journey of creating your business, have you had any struggles or any obstacles you've had to overcome?
Um, really, really, probably just the social media part of it, getting out there social media wise and website wise. That that I haven't been a technical person as far as the social media and website. So my technical skills and my getting out of my comfort zone on the social media part of it, that's that probably has to get better and more of it so that I can reach more people. I know that it will reach more people through social media. And Carol's been a big mentor of mine this past year to get out of my way and just do it. I have She has helped so much, and there's still more to go in that aspect of it. But otherwise the um the sewing part of it, um, I'm able to get others involved to work on community sewing projects. Like we helped a girl get her gold award for Girl Scouts. Um, she had an idea. I liked the idea, and so I helped her from beginning to end with that. All those kind of things. It's just a matter of getting out into the community and letting them know what I can do. But otherwise, I hear of a project, it's like, oh, I want to get involved with that. And I get involved with it and do it. And I have fun.
Great. So, for someone who might be similar to you, where they have a skill, they're able to make something, but they're maybe not sure how to get out there and start their business, or maybe they're too nervous to really start showing their products to a lot of people, what advice would you give them?
Um, Definitely get on social media. Definitely get on social media. Uh, find out who their target market is, who they're aiming this product for. Like like my friend with concealed weapons, it's not that those people are at arts and crafts shows. They're at different events. You got to find where your customer is for your product. So her her customer may have been at the shooting ranges or the swap meets for guns or something like that, or for concealed weapon classes where women are going to learn how to shoot a gun, and they're going to have something to put it in. So you want to know who your target market is, and then aim it for social media or what event to go to for what you want to learn. Like t-shirt quilts. Like, who's going to want t-shirt quilts? And so you're going to find where your target market is and then go to that area and talk to them, or get in their face, or get an event where they're going to be. And mhm.
That is all great advice. And I think that's all the questions I have for today. Carol, is there anything you wanted to ask or add?
I do, because Rozanne has a special passion project to work um, with female veterans. And I want you to tell people about it so that you can get that project go off the ground and going.
Oh, okay. Okay. I belong to a quilt guild, and one of the members made a quilt. It's beautiful in colors of red, white, and blue, but they're kind of a muted red, white, and blue. And one of the members said, you know, she had a quilt that she wanted to give to a female veteran, and she just did it in her neighborhood. 7 women veterans popped up in her neighborhood, and she gave it to one of them. So we had this quilt in our quilt guild that we wanted to focus more on female women veterans. And so we have reached out to an organization called the Athena House, which houses homeless female veterans. We're waiting for a call back on that. But during the Kumquat Festival, March 27th in Dade City, we're going to raffle that quilt off, and the money that we raise will all go towards women veterans. Usually it's male veterans, but this one we're going to focus on female. So there's a couple other organizations that we're looking into, that we can support them monetarily, with the profit that we make from this quilt. And it'll be a 1-day quilt. Whoever shows up to the Kumquat Festival in Dade City and buys a raffle ticket, just the money from that 1-day event, the money will go to the organization, whatever one we finally decide on. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I hear a theme with you, and that theme is that whatever you're doing in your life is making a really impacting people out there, is really making a difference for other people.
Yeah. It
Really.
really, volunteer is like my middle name. People is like my middle name, and it's been my core for a really long time. It's probably why I quit my corporate job. Well, I got married, had a baby, but it gave me the opportunity to do all the volunteer work that I have always wanted to do, and I love doing it. So it just goes hand in hand with my core values.
I see that. There's one more project I want you to tell people about. That's your teddy bears. Your
Oh,
bear.
yeah. The quilt guild that I belong to, there was a lady that was a volunteer coordinator at the Advent Health Hospital in Dade City. And because I was a friend of hers, she was like, hey, I'm looking to make these teddy bears so that when kids come to the hospital, um, whether it be for them themselves or with their parents, they can get a teddy bear and it'll give them comfort. And I'm like, I belong to a quilt guild that we can make anything. So we have made these teddy bears, gal, for the last like let's just say 10 years for the hospital, and we make them probably average about 300 a year. And they're just the cutest little things. They have evolved and been easier for us to make, but we love making them and giving them to the hospital so that kids just have comfort when they go to the hospital, and they can go through it maybe just a little bit easier. Yep.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, fun. So we partnered with, our Quilt Guild has partnered with Advent Health. We've also partnered with Habitat for Humanity to make every new homeowner a quilt for their new home. And we've done, collaboratively, we've done over 100 quilts for 100 homes. They've probably built 120 homes, and we've done over 100 of those new houses with quilts. But again, it's the work that's the fun part, and someone else gives you the material and you make it and then you give it away, and it's the works that's the fun part. And you don't have to buy the material. It's all free. And you have fun doing the work.
Well, that is so wonderful. We'll definitely include the information in the show notes, especially for that event you were talking about. But thank you so much for being on this episode. We loved hearing about all the wonderful stuff you're doing to help people across the country and even in other countries. So thank you so much for being here, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rozanne.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.